Siyabonga kakhulu asishayile ihlombe kwaye yethu izobe lokho esinandisela nje. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, let me first introduce myself as the co-program director this morning. My name is Alex Mtiane, and I will be co-directing the program with the accounting officer of the district, Umnumzana Usbia. We would like to acknowledge our host, the district mayor, King Tejwayo, Councillor Untuli. We also have the deputy mayor with district and the leadership from Speaker and Councillor. And amongst us, we have the mayors and the deputy mayors and the speakers, the whips, and all the leadership from the sister municipalities within the district. They will be acknowledged accordingly shortly. And we would like also to acknowledge the VVIPs for today, the recipients of a financial aid that will be handed over by the districts. We have the education community led by the district head of the education department. We have the heads of schools, we have the parents. We also have Umfundisi Udlomo from CFCI, nabanye abefundisi abakhona njengomfundisi uButhelezi, uBishopi. And we have other dignitaries from all the sectors, the unions, the business, and amongst us will also be joined and be graced by the presence of two members of the provincial legislature. They will be acknowledged accordingly. I'm now going to invite our first speaker, the host mayor from Masipala waseMhlathuze, okuyiwona esikuwona. Ukuthi kube uye ozosinikeza amazwi okusemukela. But ke kufanele konke sikwenza la kube osekunikelwe kumnikazi wezinto zonke ukuthi asibusisele khona ukuze ke nezikhulumi zethu zikhululeke. We kube isikhulumi komunye umcimbi ma uthi uyahlela kahle yonke into ezoyisho sotobe uthi ungafika nje kwi microphone ubanjwe amalimi novalo mawusungapha usubuka abantu bengapha. Manje ke kuyadinga ukuthi le ndawo ingcweliswe ibusiswe ukuze nezikhulumi zethu zingabi namalimi azovela nje esikhaleni. Ngizocela ke uShenge uBishop MP Buthelezi azosibusisela uqala komcimbi wethu. Nabefundisi ke bayashayelwa ihlombe. Siyabonga.
Angibonge mphathi ohlelo. Ngibingelela umphathi ohlelo ubaba uThiyani. Ubaba wethu umeya Godide. Siyabonga kakhulu. Ngibingelele nje imeya zonke ezikhona namakhansela, amalunga eParliament namalunga elegislature akhona, ama-officials abafundisi baba uMpostoli Dlomo phakathi kwethu. Ngibingelela indlunkulu yakithi ekhona, ngibona umntwana wasendlunkulu, umntwana uThulani labezitha. Amakhosi akhona induna ongenzeka zikhona phakathi kwethu, ikhulu zomnyango wakwa education, abafundi nabazali, umphakathi wonke okhona. Ngiyanibingelela ekseni, sanibonani. Ninjani? Siyabonga kakhulu. Ekseni nje ngiceliwe ukuba ningize la ukuba ningizovula la ngomkhuleko. Ngiyathanda nje ukufunda nje izwi njobe eshilo umphathi ohlelo ukuthi indawo iyayidinga ukuhlanjululwa ngoba indawo isetshenziselwa izinto eziningi. So ke njengamanje sesilungiselela bonke abazokhuluma. Ngizofunda nje izwi lenkosi elitholakala lapha encwadini kaMathewu chapter 2 uma uqala ukufunda ku verse 1 kuya ku verse 3 no verse 7 weqe uyofunda verse 9 no verse 10. Kufundeka kanjena ke bathandekayo. uJesu esezelwe eBethlehem laseJudiya emhleni kaHerodi inkosi, bheka kwafika izazi eJerusalema zivela empumalanga zithi, uphi lo ozelwe eyinkosi yabaJuda na, ngokuba sibonile inkanyezi yakhe kwelasempumalanga size ukukhuleka kuye. Umfundo verse 7 uthi khona uHerodi ezibizile izazi ngasese wabuzisisa kuzo isikhathi inkanyezi ebonakale ngaso. uverse 9. Sebeyizwile inkosi zamuka bheka inkanyezi ezayibona kwelasempumalanga yahamba phambi kwazo yaze yafika yema phezulu lapho umntwana ekhona. Zathi ukuyibona inkanyezi zathokoza ngokuthokoza okukhulu. Bathandekayo ekseni nje sisakhulekela lo mcimbi ukuvula. Ngiyafisa nje ukuphala amazwi ukuthi la izwi silifundayo sifunda la kwakuyisikhathi lesokuzalwa kwenkosi uJesu and kunabantu abasuka kude ababebonile ababekwazi ukufunda inkanyezi. Inkanyezi ababeyibonile yakwazi futhi ukuthi bahole ibasela uJesu ayizalelwe ngakhona. Kodwa ngithanda nje ukunaka lesi simangaliso sokuthi uma sebengena eJerusalem kuthiwa inkanyezi yanyamalala ayibangisabonakala. All along bengiyibuza ukuthi kwakwenzekani inkanyezi ivele ingabisabonakala. Kanti uma ufunda amavesi angezansi alandelayo kuthiwa bathi mase bephuma futhi kwaHerodi yasiyabonakala futhi inkanyezi yaphinda yabahola and kuthiwa bathokoza ngokuthokoza okukhulu. Ekseni nje uma ngibuka lelizwi okokuqala uma laba besuka lempumalanga beholwa inkanyezi yayihamba phambi kwabo babeyibona. Kodwa uma beqhamukela eJerusalem yanyamalala inkanyezi. EJerusalem kwakwazi ukuthi indawo noma umuzi wenkosi enkulu. It was the city of a great king. And khona lapho futhi eJerusalem kwakukhona isigodlo esikhulu senkosi uHerodi. Enhlizweni yami ukuthi uma laba beqhamuka kungenzeka ukuthi basusa amehlo abenkanyezini behehwa umuzi omkhulu abawubona. Bahehwa isigodlo esasihuqwe ngegolide senkosi uHerodi. Then bawasusa amehlo abo enkanyezini babuka lokho ababekubona base becabanga sengazi ukuthi inkosi izalelwe lapho. Base beyongena khona yalahleka inkanyezi. Namhlanje ke sihlangene lana sizokhuleka. Uma umntwana ezophuma ekhaya uyabizwe kubizwa baba nomama bamluleke bathi ndlelanhle. Bameluleke. Lana ke sizela ukuzohalalisa nokuzophinda futhi seluleka abantwana bethu abenze kahle basenza sayiqhenya kule sifunda sethu ikhingcetshwayo. Sihlangene njengabazali nabaholi bomphakathi ukuzobafisela konke okuhle. Kodwa engifisa ukusho kubantwana ukuthi uma siqhathanisa lokhu esikufunda namhlanje na ngezazi ezayivela empumalanga nenkosi uHerodi sithola la ukuthi laba ngenxa yokuyongena endaweni okwakungeyona abayibona ngamehlo sengathi inhle iyaheha inakho konke ifanelekile kwacima inkanyezi ababekade beyilandela. Ngithanda ukuthi ke sisazokhuleka ekseni kubo bonke nje abantwana bethu abahambayo abaya ezikhungweni naseyindaweni ezehlukeneyo la abaya khona. Ikhona leli phupho nento abayilandelayo. Baqaphele ukuthi la baya khona bangangeni sebengena emzini kaHerodi abangathunywanga kuwo. Bagade nje ukuthi ingalahleki lenkanyezi abebesuke beyibone ekhaya. La yamaphupha amahle ukuthi ngifisa ukubakhipha abantu bakithi osizini kungabalahlekeli lokho. Bahambe bekubhekile. Bukhona ubucwebecwebe, khona izinto ezinhle kodwa bangakhohlwa ukuthi akusikhona kwabo kunomnikazi wakho. Bagade inkanyezi. Siyabona. Cela sikhuleke. Ekseni baba wethu olungileyo siyathoba phansi kwesandla sakhe sinamandla. Sibonga baba ekseni ubuholi bethu ne-leadership ehlele ukuba nisihlangane kule ndawo ukuba nisobungaza singakuthathi kalula nje ukuthi ne-district yethu ibe kulawo abalwayo ukuthi kuphunyelelwe kahle kuyona. Konke lokhu sifisa ukukunikeza udumo lukaNkulunkulu. Asifisa ukuba nisizibonge thina sithi sinamandla okwenza utho. Wena osinikeza impilo, wena usinikeza ingqondo, wena usinikeza amandla. Ekseni ke baba wethu omuhle sibuyisela kuwena udumo. Sesikhulekela lo mcimbi oqalayo njengamanje. Siubeke ezandleni zakho ukuthi uNkulunkulu wethu omuhle sihole baba wethu onamandla. Akuthi zonke izinkulumo namazwi azokhulunywa kule ndawo kube amazwi azoqopheka ezinhlizweni zethu singawakhohlwa. Siphumela futhi siwaphethe njengomphako okuyothi noma ngabe ifika isikhathi la khona indlela ibanzima siwakhumbule asiqinise. Busake uNkulunkulu wethu omuhle abaholi bethu bahole baba wethu omuhle ubaqondise kukho konke uNkulunkulu wethu omuhle okuyisidingo sethu sanamhlanje. Sikhuleka sicela egameni elihle lenkosi yethu Jesu Kristu. Amen. Ngiyabonga.
Awu. Walivula izwi baba Bishop Buthelezi. Elingabhekile nje kuphela ku genge entsha esizongena emhlabeni wemfundo nasekwakhiweni komnotho, kodwa sonke sithole ukuvuseleleka ukuthi amehlethu singawasusi sididwe obukhazikhazi sikhohle okuyikhona khona. Siyabonga kakhulu. Baba District Mayor, siyabonga Sompisi. I notice ukuthi emcimbini yonke oyenzayo kuyigaba ehlukehlukene akwenzeki nangephutha iprogram yakhona ingabi nabo abefundisi. Makusuke sekujahwa kwenziwa lokho nalokho kuvama ukuthi banikwe nje isikhashana ngasekugcineni sekuthiwa oh sekuzodliwa ubani umfundisi wakhona ongasibusisela. So siyakubonga lokho. Mhlambe kudalwa ke nayikhona ukuthi mawuke wangena kulomkhakha wa education noma ungayapi usuke nje sewugcobekile akupheli kuwe siyohlala ke sifunda. Nabo singaye labe sinabo bazophuma baye ba sectors ehlukene babe osomabhizinisi babe ososcience babe ama politicians. They will learn ukuthi akukho kulungayo masingaqalanga kumnikazi wezinto. Siyabonga kakhulu nge leadership esinikeza ukuhlakanipha. Sizocela ke uMeya waseMhlathuze ukuthi azosinikeza amazwi okuvula. Phambilini ke bengikhe phezulu mina ngisho ama dignitaries esinawo. Uhlala nawo ke yena uyawazi uyena ozosacknowledgela wona ngendlela zakhona. uMashimane uMayor of City of Mhlathuze, uKhansela uX Ngwezi. Asimshayele ihlombe uMashimane.
Thank you very much, Program Director Sohlaza. I hope I got it right this time. Thank you. Ipolitiki yakwamthiyani inkulu kakhulu sengifundile nami sibara. Angifuni ukonela udadewethu. Ngikhuleke kakhulu kubantwana basendlunkulu abakhona phakathi kwethu, umntwana uThulani okhona Mageba nabezitha. Ngiyakhuleka nakumafungwase engasijoyini, ngiyakhuleka kakhulu. Mhlonishwa Mphemba, uMayor wesifunda, Inkosi uCetshwayo, the Mayor of the district, the Honorable Deputy Mayors, the Honorable Speakers, both of the local municipalities and that of the district, Honorable Councillors present, Bishop Buthelezi, who opened with prayer for us, Apostle Dlomo, who is amongst us of CSCI, and other men of cloth who are present, colleagues, councillors, officials both from the district led by Mr. Motley, who is standing in on behalf of Mrs. Nzama, and all other officials of the department and teachers. Officials of the district led by Mr. Sbiya and all other employees of the district municipality and those of the city of Mhlathuze, members of the media, abazali who are present, the learners who are present, ladies and gentlemen, receive my warm greetings this morning. As Nelson Mandela, the great friend to His Excellency the President Emeritus and founder of Inkatha Inkululeko Yesizwe, Umntwana Mangosuthu Buthelezi, puts it in his quote, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world," close quote. And further says that it is through education that a son of a mine worker can become the owner of the mine, close quote. This leader believed in education even long before the country got independence in 1994. I'm quoting both these two leaders because Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, in his slogan, which he established, "Education for Liberation," when others were saying liberation now and education later, he believed and made sure that that slogan was practical and built more than 6,000 schools when he led the KwaZulu government. He further built a lot of colleges of education. Amongst the colleges of education he built is the one where we are today, Esikhaleni TVET education, and many others. And also he built universities because he believed that the true liberation of black people and South Africans in general, it will be through education. It is also said that Mpemba, a nation becomes what its young people read in their youth. Its ideals are fashioned, then its goals strongly determined. It is exactly these ideas and beliefs that encourages us to prioritize the education of you as young people and future of the district, that of the province, that of South Africa and the world. On behalf of the city, I congratulate each one of you who have passed to the next grade, or rather to the next level, and those who have finished their matric, passed it well, besides many hurdles such as load shedding and water shedding. Whilst as that, Honorable Mayor Mpemba, let me hasten to tell all these people gathered here that we are aware as the city of most of the service delivery challenges experienced, especially here in Esikhaleni and in many areas of the city, affecting all of us. One such issue is the issue of water. One young man in the restrooms, I started there. So I was like opening the other tap and there was no water coming out. And I asked, "Hey, there's no water." Then he said, "Hey, amanzi awaphumi." But fortunately, I opened the other tap, amanzi aphuma, ngithi, "Hey, mfana, uchaza ukuthini uma ukhuluma nomeya uthi amanzi awaphumi?" Kusho ukuthi uchaza ukuthi asina meya. So fortunately, kade ephuma amanzi. We had contracted, ladies and gentlemen, to address, among other issues, the issue of water, especially here in Esikhaleni, up to the areas of Inkosi Mkhwanazi, which is affected areas, they amount to about 15 wards. We contracted Umhlatuze Water Board as an implementing agent somewhere around 2021 in July, and the stipulated date to deliver that project, they had been given the 6th of December, 2022. Unfortunately, they had been paid more than 50 million rand. They failed to deliver that project on the 6th of December. This project would have seen the area of Esikhaleni moving out of what is called water shedding, whereby we close water at 9 o'clock in the morning and reopen water at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, close again at 9 in the evening and reopen somewhere around 6 o'clock. We're still continuing with that until such time that we deliver this project. We are already in the process of appointing a new service provider. The engineer has already been appointed. Only the contractor now is being appointed. And those who have been appointed, there is a schedule of 120 days, which is 4 months, to deliver this project. And I must also indicate that this project actually some of the items of the package plant itself, like your tanks, your pumps, and all other issues, are already on the site of the contractor in Johannesburg, and we have gone there early December to actually inspect everything. It's only the preparation of the site where these items will be laid, here in Ward 14, or rather close to Ward 12, where Tronox mine used to be. Those who stays around, they know that area. As soon as the contractor has been appointed, we will make sure that the contractor is delivered on site, the contractor is competent, because some challenges which we've been facing is the appointment of incompetent contractors. That's a problem of the whole South Africa. But under our leadership, Honorable Mayor, we will not appoint incompetent contractors. We will not appoint incompetent staff, because we believe that if you appoint somebody incompetent, the results will not be satisfactory. And that has been the bad results which our people had to earn at the end of the day. These learners amongst us has suffered some of these things. Amongst also challenges are the issues of load shedding, and there is something already we have discussed, Honorable Mayor, we have found that the area of Esikhaleni, for instance, where we are, the infrastructure is our infrastructure as the city. We maintain, we buy, we install and everything, but load shedding is done by Eskom in Pietermaritzburg. We are in the process now of taking all our powers back, because we believe that the people of Esikhaleni, there is injustice that government is doing, because in the instances where electricity is supposed to be load shed for 2 hours, it becomes 3 hours. But also in the areas of Amakosa, I must indicate that there is something called load shedding and load reduction. So load shedding is what affects all of us, whether you are in the CPD or where you are, however. But load reduction has to do with the issue of Eskom checking how many people buy electricity in that area. And then if they find that it's less number of people, they take electricity in some areas to reduce the load. Hence, that's why people who stays in the areas of Amakosi around here, especially in Esikhaleni, because of those challenges that some people are not paying for electricity, then Eskom has had to do that. The question is not only to lament about the problem, but what is the solution that we are putting? We've already met with Eskom to discuss these issues, and public participation of our office and Eskom is going to begin and seek solutions going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also important to mention that when load shedding comes to effect, it affects even water pumps and our water plants that end up affecting the water levels, therefore leads to water cuts in your households. We are already trying to buy generators in the water treatment plants where they don't exist. Procurement processes are underway. I am mentioning these things, Honorable Mayor Mpemba, because so many of these learners were affected by these issues last year. And so many, before we address this problem this year, will be affected by these issues. And when there's no water, schools will have to close, clinics will have to have problems, offices of the departments will have to have problems, and it is important that we raise them with you and also give you solutions. Some of you come from needy families, but you are never allowing your background to determine your future. We are here today to applaud you, to celebrate you, to assure each one of you that by studying hard, you are not just doing it for yourself, but you are doing it for your family, you are doing it for us, and you are doing for the province, for South Africa and the world. Mpemba, what you are doing and equipping these learners is actually giving them a lifetime bread. It is said that if you give a man a fish, you are feeding him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you are feeding him for the lifetime. Through providing these young men with an opportunity to register at universities to study, you are actually equipping them with important tools for the future. That is why I've also instructed our administration at the city of Umhlathuze to make sure that this year's budget for the same function which we are performing today, at the end of this month, will also see assisting 120 students to go and register in the tertiary institutions so that we can equip our young men and women to have skills and prepare themselves for the job market. I'm welcoming every one of you, Mpemba, who is here. And let me also challenge the parents to make sure that we support our children in their pursuit of a better education and future. Ngiyanxusa bazali ukuba abantwana bethu sibalekelele, sibasekele kakhulu emfundweni yabo, sibagqugquzele izikhathi zonke ngoba nabo uma befunda benolwazi lokuthi bayasekelwa emakhaya kuzokwenzeka ukuba bazimisele kakhulu kunakuqala. Ngalawo mazwi ngithanda ukuba nginamukele nonke edolobheni lethu laseMhlathuze. Nginxusa ukuba bayoba nethuba lokudlula ezitolo bayisebenzise nje impela imali ukuze umnotho waseMhlathuze uthuthuke kakhulu ngoba siyadinga ukuba umnotho siwukhulise kakhulu. Sithokoza kakhulu Mpemba nokuba uma nicabanga ukuhostela umsebenzi omkhulu kangaka niwuhostele lapha endaweni yaseMhlathuze futhi niwuhostele lapha endaweni yasesikhaleni senkosi. Ungathi ningaphinde nibuye futhi. Ngiyabonga.
Ngicela simuphe elikhulu ihlombe umhlonishwa wethu. Sithokoza kakhulu Mashimane Mayoral ehloniphekile samukele umenziwa ngamazwi okusamukela usuthi yakwasipha wona. Ngifisa ukuba kulesikhathi samanje sicele ngenkulu inhlonipho nentobeko amazwi okuhlakani, words of wisdom from ubaba wethu umpostoli uMC Dlomo. Simshayele elikhulu ihlombe eza ngaphambili.
Siyabonga. Mphathi wohlelo, ngiyabonga kakhulu leli thuba. Ngiqale ngokubingelela kakhulu abantwana basendlunkulu, baba umeya, district mayor, baba Mpemba, izikhulu zonke, Bishop Shenge, ngicela ukuthi nje ngithi all protocol observed. We want to congratulate you, Shenge, for not just awarding these mayoral awards, but also for pulling an excellent occasion and give our youth an experience of excellence. As we just enter this hall, leadership is on the air. It is evident that you yourself are guided by great leadership values. It's great when you call young people to something like this for them to see excellence because it inspires them. It becomes a future where they are going. Can we give a round of applause to Mpemba for that? I want to congratulate all the learners who will be going to tertiary institutions. I work a lot with students, almost on all the universities. For many, many years since I was working at the university and I started to be a pastor. So I work with a number of students. This coming week, I'm welcoming students from various universities at Tegwini, where one time we'll be welcoming them here, who have come to start around this era. So this is also part of the passion, because my inspiration is based on Habakkuk chapter 2 in the Bible. Then the Lord replied, write down the vision and make it plain on the tablets so that a hearer may run with it. For the vision awaits for an appointed time,
it speaks of the end. It will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and not delay. Batawami ngamagama awu-4 okufanele niwabheke. There are 4 words that are very, very important that you need to study them if you are going to have a future that you are going to be happy with after 40 years from now. The first one is vision. Can I hear the students say vision? Angnizwa. The second one is purpose. Can you say purpose? The third one is passion. Can you say passion? The fourth one is priority. Can you say priority? These 4 are very, very interrelated because vision gives you purpose and purpose gives you passion. You become passionate because you've got a vision, because you've got a purpose in life. And then once you've got passion, you also you prioritize. You know what comes first. Now, vision, the Bible says people perish because of the lack of knowledge. That's why it's important for people to go and study so that they gain knowledge. Sengakuvala-ke mina la esontweni umuntu uthi uyabonga ukuthi uchebile unemoto kodwa akanawo standard 8. Seku out of fashion akusebenzi kanjalo. Ukuceba kusiyona imoto. Ukuceba ulwazi lwakho oluthuthukile ngaphakathi empilweni yakho. Where there is no vision, people perish. The reason we've got all the chaos in our communities, in our churches, in wherever we are, and even in schools and universities, is lack of vision. The word vision comes from a Latin word videre, that when you extend it, it comes to the word video, and it comes to the word movement. So it starts by vision first, then it becomes a video, then it moves, it begins to have life. So you need to find a vision about vision. So as you are going to varsity, what is your vision? Probably sometimes vision unfolds as you continue in your life. You just have a glimpse of it. But it's very, very important to have a vision. And a vision must be uniquely fitted to your own life. It must speak into your life. The vision must not be driven by how much money you're going to get, but it must be driven about purpose. Why are you here on earth? The Bible in the book of Ecclesiastes talks about this. It says, God has placed eternity in the heart of man. Each and every one of us, there is something in you of eternity that if you can discover it and work it in this life, we are going to be fulfilled in spite of how much money you get. The problem we have today is many people who are working, but they haven't found their purpose. Now, because they haven't found their purpose, they are disgruntled for the rest of their lives. So you need to find what? You need to have vision. Vision is about seeing the future. God spoke to Abraham, he said, as far as your eyes can see. What are your eyes seeing? I'm not just talking about the natural eyes. I'm talking about meditation. Where do you see yourself in the future? Where do you want to see yourself 10 years from now? It's very, very important. Where do you want to see yourself in 3 years' time? If all you see is cars and people who are on blue lights and all that stuff, is all you see is that, then you don't have a vision. Now, you need to have role models in the field of your interest. You must have role models. Obani abantu ofisa ufana nabo. Hayi ukuthi zobayibona, ofisa ukuthi ufane nabo. How do I know where you're going? I see that by the pictures on your wall. Pictures have something that they put into your mind. What was in the picture of my wall at varsity? The picture of my wall at varsity, one of it was graduates. in science because I was going that side, I was doing that life, but also because I'm a believer, I had word of God. I also have scriptures that were written. I was inspired by the scriptures. But I know many people who had pictures of naked women. That's where the problem starts. Pictures of slave queens. So all you want to be is to be a slave queen. Pictures of people smoking dacha. What you see makes you. What you consistently see, it feeds your mind and it inspires your imaginations. So, uma yonke into oyibona wena abantu ababhemayo bedawe, then there's no hope for you. It doesn't matter, you can be at UCT. I've seen people at UCT, I've been at Stellenbosch one time, studied there. I've seen people, what you see is what you make. I grew up at Umlazi. Some role models arose in our time who were famous for being otsotsi. Amaharangwa avuka phambi kwami. Bafana sasifunda nabo esikoleni. They became so famous, these guys. But their fame was based on fear. So you join them because of fear, not because of your future. Amagwala-ke lawo. When you abandon your future and your vision for the sake of temporary pleasures, we are a coward in life. When you die, you'll die a coward and you'll die poor. Even if you have money, there's many people who have got money. They die leaving a lot of assets, but they are poor still. What you post on your wall defines who you are. Most of those at the forefront of banning universities are already found at the forefront during graduation ceremonies. I've attended a number of graduation ceremonies here at the University of Zululand, a number of them. Angaze ngibabone laba abahlala bevele ezithombeni beshisa. Angivamile ukubabona abaningi babo. Bambalwa. Abaningi babo abekho abashisa ini. Kuba khona lo mhlesana encane, but many of them don't. Because it's the mind. Because our emotions must not drive you, must be driven by intellect and thinking. Emotions, akufunali wenza into namhlanje kusasa usuya wena futhi osudinga yona leyo nto. I'm talking about high stuff here. I'm not talking about street things. I'm talking about somebody who is serious about this future in his life. If all we see is being politicians, which is very good, of course, there's nothing, we need sober politicians. But my question is, are you studying political science? Are you studying economy? Are you studying in the high fields, or all you want is to gain access to finances so that you can be known? What's your vision? You must see it. Visualize it. Even if you don't have resources, vision will make you. I stayed in a very poor home at Umlazi when I was doing matric. I never thought I was going to go to varsity. But I saw one gentleman who had passed his BSc. So I was doing maths and science, so I wanted to do BSc also. So I saw his graduation ceremonies on the other side. Ngale kwalo muzi. Ngangilungisile ngibuka lapho ngoba ngangikwazi kuya kulo muzi ngoba imizi esuke ingconywana ivamisile ukudlala kahle nalena esuke yayibona. So ngangihleli ngapha mina. Kodwa sizwana nabafana bakhona. So I saw this guy wearing all this, the metaboard and everything, the gown and hood and everything. It was for my first time to see that. It inspired me. I stayed in my mind. Then on Sunday, I went there to his home. Ngathi mfowethu, kunjani? Bathi ngilayithi, yini le bebekwenza yona? No, it was a ceremony for my degree. I said, wow, that was great. Can I see it? Because you must see it. He took his gown out. I looked at it. Wow. I held it. I smelled it. Something inside me said, one day, you'll also graduate. Then I said, can I fit it? He said, yes, my father. Then I said, there was something like this. What is that? He said, it's a hood. Bring it here. Put it. Then I said, it's gone. Let it go. It's gone. Metapod. I put it inside here. I was just on matric and in a very poor state of finances. But I saw myself, I had a song in my mind. Said, Gautiamus Ikedur. I changed. Something in me is changed. And the way I started after that was changed because of the visuals. You become what you see, what you adore, and what you love. Visualization is a language of the spirit. I'm not saying that but the problem is, by the time you're on my age, I'm celebrating 60 years next month. I've got a number of guys, ingane zami zingibuza ukuthi awu mfundisi uthi wawufunda nayo lo mkhulusi. The way you carry your life is not about today, it's about the future. When we are young, you can do everything that you want and come to varsity. But as you grow up, it will tell that, like a prodigal son, you wasted all your youthfulness, all the cream in your life. And nobody can tell you the truth like this except us. And I've got to tell you it as is. And at varsity, some of you, I will meet you because I go and speak at varsities. I'll tell you the same information. You must walk with eagles. Run away from chicken. Small-mindedness. Walk with eagles. Walk with people who are going to inspire you. People who are talking good language. Not people in gossip circles who are staying in social media, and doing all sorts of things. Stay with eagles for you to reach the stars. I was very happy. The last week I met one young guy who was here at the University of Zululand. And I mentored him a number of times spiritually. He was very thin and young. I met him, he has traveled across the world in a short span of time. He's a chartered accountant, he's so young. He said, I want to change life. He said, I'm not there, I still want to go there. In fact, he told me he still want to study actual science. Young guys, the sky is a limit for you, but it depends on the decision you make now. Have a vision. Have a good spiritual life. Spirituality is important. Not all problems can be solved intellectually. The mayor here, Ubaba Mpemba, attended our church when he was still studying also. At one time, he had a very tough time, losing his mother. Those are the things you can't solve with your intellect and money. You need a community of faith that can encourage you. But number two is purpose. Why am I here? It's like being a teacher when you don't have a purpose. Because all of a sudden you want to be a teacher, you want to be a businessman. If you are a teacher, if your purpose for you get encouraged when you are a teacher. Purpose is like your currency. You get excited to do what you are doing. We were taught by teachers who had purpose. I know some teachers, some of my teachers, one of them was Mr. Mpele at Men's High School, where I studied. We would arrive at 6 a.m. and finish at 6 p.m. in the class studying. Hence, all of us, we attained B's and top like that in maths and science. And he wasn't doing much. He was so fulfilled. I felt like he was rich. Because with purpose, you feel rich. But when you've got no purpose, Uthi secretary kusebenza osomabhizinisi abantu abayifundela ucela intshontsho. Funa imali ngoba manje wena hola phela lo 9,000 vele ulingana nemfundo yakho. Lona uyisebenzele nabanye bano MBA bafile abantu eSouth Africa bonke abafundile bebulawa abantu abangenayo ipurpose. Abanye bangena emajele, ifundiswa zonke nje basihlupheka nje. Ifundiswa zonke ithathwe abantu bayifaka emajele, bazi zona konakala kukhujwana enkantolo. Abantu abangenepurpose bangena ezintweni zepurpose babulala umhlaba wafa. Asasenze njani yezweni kunzima. Kusebenza umuntu kanzima akazi nokuthi kusetshenzwa kanjani maye kabona hawu akakwazi ukuthola 20 million eyedwa akazi nokusetshenzwa kanjani kuholwa kanjani usefuna intshontsho lakhe nayo uyathatha njalo ugephula nje 13 million athi salelo 7,000 nayo uhambe edle Coca-Cola endleleni la ne-chicken dust ayibonakala le mali abantu mase beyidlile ukuthi banayo baphinde bahubhane nathi bahubhe wonke umuntu eminyango wonke umuntu ujahiwe nje la eminyango ujawa wonke umuntu ujahwa abantu abangenayo ipurpose. And I'm happy I always speak about this everywhere in the presence of everyone because the truth, you know the truth and the truth will set you free. Have a purpose, reason for your existence. Where there is no purpose, there is no direction. Where everyone built a lifestyle, mawubuka abantu la around, just look around here. Everybody's building a lifestyle center. There's a lack of purpose. Because Max had a successful lifestyle center, Mlazi, everybody now builds a lifestyle center. Hence, many of them are collapsing. They've misused their money. It was his purpose. He knew what he was doing. When you don't need that, discover your vision and your purpose. Where to everyone start? When we see everybody starting a salon, everybody want to be a police, everybody want to be a teacher, everyone want to be a mayor. When everyone want to be there, it's when the generation and the nation has lost purpose. You know, when you find purpose, you get passion. Passion lento othi mawungayenzanga uze ukuthi awenelisekile empilweni yakho. Khona umuntu nje mayengawuphathanga ngisho kuyafisa. Mawubona ingane nje uba othisha balapha abalethile abantu abami balethe ngenxa purpose not because of what they earn. They made you to be where you are today. They are sitting at the back. When you are getting these awards, they are happy. This is the last part one that I want to talk about. Passion. Passion is something, whenever you do passion attracts money. Passion attracts resources. When you do something passionately, it's going to make you to be fulfilled, but also it can make you rich. And when you've got passion about something, you prioritize. First things start first. I used to have a friend that I copied something on him when I was at varsity. Because I'm talking about varsity because you guys are going there, most of you, whatever tertiary institution. I once went to this guy, he was such a good guy. I went to him, then I knocked at his room, he couldn't open, I could feel his outside. I say, James, vula mfowethu lapho, ngifuna soxoxa. And then James afterward wathi, ngicela ubheka lapho phezulu emnyango ukuthi kubhalweni. Then ngabuka la phezulu, oh ngibonanga, I'm inside but not available. James mfowethu kuyakuzwa nje. He never said anything. That's priority. He was prioritizing what he had come for adversity more than friendship with me, more than his relationship with me. When you've got purpose and vision, you have passion. And passion helps you to prioritize. This is an example I always want to make that I want to bring to you. When you're following money, I want to end with it. We are like somebody who's following a rapid. A rapid to no kwacha. Uyabona mawulandela unogwaja ujaha. Hey, abazi lokishini yabona unogwaja uthi. It's a rapid. Bazi uthi awushame ujahela nogwaja. Animal human rights. A rabbit. When you're chasing a rabbit, you want to eat it. Or you want to catch it and eat it. Number one, so following man is like following a rabbit. When you follow a rabbit, number one, you don't have control over the speed. So when you follow money, you can't control your speed. Money can destroy and kill you. I go to London every year, twice to London every year. Most South Africans in particular buy alpha because they do more than 4 jobs in a day. And most people who die there are South Africans, apart from other people, because so you can't control the speed, but the problem is, follow it, It can ruin your life and kill your family, destroy your relationships, destroy everybody. At the end of the day, you are going to pay with your life. Number two, money does not determine, when you are following a rapid, you don't determine a direction. When you don't determine, you are going to go in places that you never thought you were going to go. You're going to find yourself in a relationship that you never thought you were going to find yourself. You're going to find yourself in a red district when you never wanted to be in a red district, because money follows its own direction. But also, when you follow the rapid, you don't determine the destination. When you follow money, you don't determine the destination. Imali iyabaleka nawe ingene sitamkokweni. Mabe ikhipha izophuma clean wena uzophuma ungcolile. Imali iyahamba iziyongena eWestville prison. Kodwa iphumise imali wena uphuma usufile. With these words, I want to say to all of you, may the Lord richly bless you as you pursue your vision, as you pursue your purpose, as you pursue your dream. May you please remember these 4 things that I said to you. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. God bless you.
May we please all stand up as the pastor is about to say. It's a sign of respect. And may we please give the apostle a good round of applause, please. We thank very much the Honorable Apostle Dlomo for the words of wisdom. My name is Pilani Spear. I am the municipal manager of the King Cetshwayo District Municipality. I humbly want to greet His Worship, our Mayor, Honorable Councillor 18 Tuli Sompisi. His Worship, the Honorable Mayor of the City of Umhlathuze, who welcomed us today. Honorable ex-Ngwezi Mashimane. His Worship, the Mayor of Nkandla Municipality, Honorable Mayor Biela Menziwa. His Worship, the Mayor of Mthonjaneni Municipality, His Worship, Mayor Biela Menziwa. The Honorable Speakers, Honorable Deputy Mayors, Honorable Councillors, our partners, our sponsors who are here. The special greetings to the top 10 schools and the top 10 learners who are here, all the learners who are here, and the parents of the learners, the school principals, circuit managers, and many of DOE within our district, the management of King Cetshwayo District Municipality and other municipalities who are here. I see the MM of Nkandla and the MM of Mthonjaneni and all the staff from the municipalities who are here. Sanbonani nonke. I am standing in this direction of this program. We be going to the next item, which will be the message of support from Department of Education, which is going to be rendered on behalf of the acting district manager, Mrs. W. Inzama, by Mr. S. Moodley. If we could give Mr. S. Moodley a good round of applause as he comes forward.
Program directors, Mr. Mtiana and Mr. Spear, our honorable mayors, both from the local municipalities, Nkandla, Mhlathuze, from Lalazi, Mthonjaneni. I greet you, and our host for this evening, for this morning's function, the district municipality of King Cetshwayo, and His Honor, the Mayor of the district municipality, Mbamba. I greet you. Ladies and gentlemen, I also would want to acknowledge in our midst this morning, excuse me, the leadership of the municipalities. We have in our midst deputy mayors, we have speakers, we have councillors, and we have other officials from the municipality, the leadership, as said, of the various municipalities who are represented here this morning. I greet you as well on behalf of us as the District Office of King Cetshwayo Education. I'd also would want to acknowledge, I note on the program we have councillors as well, and I'd also want to acknowledge your presence. We have on the program as well, I noted MPLs. I'd also would want to appreciate and acknowledge your presence at this very august function that the municipality, the district municipality has put together for us. I'd want to acknowledge as well the religious fraternity that's present here with us this morning. We have had two very inspirational speakers this morning speaking to us and giving us the word of God. Our previous speaker, Apostle Lomo, who is turning 60, and I'd want to wish you a happy birthday for your 60th. You have presented and shared with us four very important aspects that as our learners leave us from the grade 12 and move towards tertiary education, four very important aspects that they need to bear in mind as they prepare for their new lives at tertiary institutions. I'd want to again appreciate and acknowledge your presence this morning. Thank you. We want to also appreciate, we have partners, and that has been acknowledged here, that the municipality and us as the Department of Education, we function with partners. I think an important message that has been filtering through is that education is a societal matter. It's not a matter for schools only. It's not a matter only for teachers and principals of schools. It is a societal matter. And the fact that we have been able to, as a municipality, bring together so many different stakeholders in education bears testimony to the fact that you are recognizing that education is a societal matter. And I'd want to also therefore appreciate the corporate partners that you brought on board to give assistance both to yourselves as a municipality as well as to us as the Department of Education. Our social partners, if they are here, I'd also want to acknowledge you, and an important social partner or rather stakeholder in ensuring our messages in education, our messages in politics, our messages in whatever we are doing as a society is conveyed, is the media. And we'd want to acknowledge and appreciate the excellent role that the local media plays in ensuring that messages are conveyed to the public. Our parents, the parents of our top 10 students, obviously, you need to take a bow, you need to pat yourself on the back and say, job well done. Of course, the job is not finished yet. Your children still need your support as they make their paths into higher education. But you played a sterling role in ensuring that the successes that we are celebrating today has been brought about through your support over the 12 or so years that our young people spent in our schools. And I therefore, on behalf of the education fraternity, want to applaud you and encourage all parents to ensure that they continue providing the necessary support to achieve the kind of success our learners today are going to be acknowledged for. My colleagues from the district office, both at circuit as well as the district office, I'd want to also acknowledge your presence here this morning and appreciate your willingness to join us and celebrate this event. But last but not least, our esteemed guests for this morning, our very, very special VVIP guests, are those learners, the top 10 whom we are acknowledging today, but all the other learners here this morning who are going to be in receipt of some kind of assistance from the municipality. I'd want to, on behalf of the district office, also welcome you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by acknowledging the important role of the municipality, and I note the Honorable Ngwezi has also indicated that the local Mhlatuze municipality is also going to play its part in sharing, in ensuring that our children and our learners get some support when they leave or move towards tertiary education. I'd want to appreciate and acknowledge the very important role the municipality plays, has continued to play, and I'm sure will continue to play in the educational life of our district. The pastor spoke about vision, and I'd want to acknowledge the vision that the municipality has in recognizing that to ensure that this municipality becomes a successful and thriving municipality, it needs to invest in education. And this function is one of many that the municipality is investing. I'd want to also acknowledge, Your Honours, the fact that next Friday we have a very special function where the municipality has brought together partners from other government departments and the corporate sector to give assistance to one of our schools as a pilot project to provide assistance in terms of a computer lab, in terms of a science lab, and other resources to that particular school. It's intended to be a pilot project, but it points to the vision of the municipality in supporting us as the Department of Education, and we'd want to acknowledge and appreciate that. Your assistance continue to be an important stakeholder in ensuring that we, as the district office, are able to deliver on our mandate. And I'd want to just share with you the success of the district thus far in terms of our results. The fact that we have 10 of our top students here whom you are recognizing does not detract from the fact that we as a district have steadily progressed to where we are in terms of our overall performance as a district. Our results in the NSC exams last year, we performed at 81.7% overall pass rate of the district. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is on the back of a 4.4% increase from our 2021 results. And we'd want to appreciate and thank these learners for assisting us as a district to move towards where we are. But at the same time, I'd want to acknowledge and appreciate, and this was mentioned earlier on by one of our speakers, the important role that principals, leaders, managers, CEOs of schools have played in ensuring that you are recognized this morning as a top 10 school. Your teachers as well, for the sacrifices they have made to ensure that our learners, not just the top 10 learners, but all learners in our district, get the best education possible in our district. I also want to acknowledge Mpemba. You were a principal at Nkandla, and I'd want to appreciate and acknowledge that Nkandla, I'd want to state up front, at Nkandla CMC, as we call it in education, has been our shining CMC in terms of results. And I want to just point out to you what I mean by that. Our district results were 81.7%. Of the 18,000 plus learners who sat for the matric exam last year, we passed about 82% of them, 81.7. Nkandla managed to pass 87% of them. So that is 5% higher than the district pass percentage. So one would want to acknowledge and appreciate the efforts that the schools, the principals, the teachers, and learners of Nkandla, as well as the parents, have put into ensuring that that municipality achieves #1 position in our district. We'd want to also, as a district, share with you some other important statistics, and I note that the municipality is keen on promoting maths and science. It is keen on ensuring that this part of the province becomes a beacon. It begins to attract people rather than Gauteng being the attraction for our learners, that Mhlatuze or King Tetshwayo municipality becomes a beacon that can attract learners and people to remain here. And you are focused on maths and science, and we would want to appreciate and acknowledge the important role that you see in ensuring that these two important subjects get support. And in respect of our performance, ladies and gentlemen, we are making steady progress in mathematics. One has to acknowledge that maths is a challenging subject in terms of our results. We have moved, though, to about 53% of our learners passing mathematics last year. It's not the best result. We must be upfront and acknowledge that. But we moved from a 50% of 2021 to a 53% of 2022. So we are making steady progress in respect of mathematics. In respect of sciences, physical sciences, we moved up to 72% from 68% of the previous year. So those two important subjects, there has been progress, not to the point where we are happy. And we certainly, as I've already indicated, appreciate the effort that the municipality is making in ensuring that support is given to these critical subjects. Then the last statistic I'd want to share with you, which especially for learners going to university is an important statistic, and that is whether you qualified with a bachelor pass or not. And of our 18,000 or so learners who sat matric last year, 7,900, that's almost 8,000 students, achieved bachelor passes. That is from 7,186 of 2021. So as a district, we have improved the quality of our results. And we certainly would welcome further support in ensuring that we get further up to the 60 and 70% of our learners achieving bachelor passes. One last important point I'd want to share, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that our district in 2021, or 2022 rather, was recognized as one of the 2 top districts in the entire country with the largest number of students doing mathematics. We were number 2 in the country. The number 1 district was one of our Durban districts, but we were number 2 as KC. So principals of schools, we would want to encourage you to continue encouraging learners to do or to enroll for mathematics, as much as we know it is a challenging subject. The class of 2022, let me come to you. You are being recognized and acknowledged this morning. If you noted the program, it speaks about the Mayoral Excellence Awards. It's a function where we are celebrating excellence. And you were reminded, I'm sure some of you were at the function 2 weeks or so ago, the students that is, where we had another function at the ZCBF. You were reminded that you are the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme as they call it. Of our 18,000 learners, of the 18,000 learners, you are the top 10 in the district. You are being recognized for your excellence. But I would want to hasten to add as well, as the pastor has correctly pointed out to you, that you are and you need to continue having that vision that has driven you to where you are today, to where we are acknowledging you for your excellence, that you do not lose that vision, that you keep that at the back of your mind always. Because your next steps are not easy steps as well, both financially, academically. Those are not easy steps that you're moving towards. But we have faith in you. The pastor spoke about that as well, having faith. We have belief in you, that you have the potential, you have the ability, you have the stamina to go and complete the 4, or depending on the courses that you're selecting, it might even be 7 years if you are doing medicine and courses like that. That you have the stamina, you have the potential, the intellectual capacity to succeed at university or any other field that you are intending to pursue going forward in 2023. I'd want to also acknowledge the municipality again for it might be a small amount that you may be receiving today. It might, in comparison to the fees that universities are charging, it might be a small amount. But it is the foundations on which you can build. It is also a sign that the municipality is investing in you, and we want to believe that you'll come back sometime in the future to give back to your investor, which is the KC municipality. And that's our hope as well, that you won't abandon this municipality. You'll come back sometime in 5 or so years' time to plow back to this municipality the support that you have given, or we have given you, that you'll bring back something to us in terms of whatever courses that you're studying. Our Mayor Ngwezi pointed out some of the challenges that we are facing at the municipal level: water challenges, electricity challenges, and other challenges that we have. We look towards you, the young people of the future, to provide solutions to some of these challenges that we are facing. We have faith and belief that you have the potential to provide answers to some of these challenges. I'm just going to quote you a quote here from, you may be familiar with the singer Rihanna, and I was watching a video last night. Pastor Loma, I'm also reaching a point not far away from you in terms of age, but I'm able to appreciate people like Rihanna. And there was something that she was invited to an awards function at Harvard University as a humanitarian. And she said something very important there, which speaks to some of the things that you've spoken to and which I've also spoken about, which is to plow back. She said, as she looked at the students, and she said, I see hope, I see optimism, and I see the future in you. I know that each of you has the opportunity to help someone. And I'd want to end therefore by asking you to give back at least to one person. A humanitarian, she describes as not somebody who is able to assist everyone, but if you can make it your life goal to assist at least one person after you achieve success, you would be described, in her words, a humanitarian. I wish you well on your new path, on your new journey. There will be hurdles. You are the class of 2022. You overcame the hurdles of COVID in 2020 when in grade 10. You were the class that didn't receive normal schooling for almost 2 years. You managed to prevail, to succeed despite all those hurdles. And I believe, therefore, that you will be able to overcome all the hurdles that life is going to face, that you're going to be faced with in life over the next few years. I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moodley, on behalf of DOE. We are moving along with our program. I see the choir is about to fall asleep. Perhaps as we request His Worship, our Mayor of the district, to come to address us and award the bursaries. If I can request the conductor to take our mayor to the podium with one academic song. I heard the apostle speaking about Kodi Yamumsumo. Indeed, Ivusuhlevana leo. If I can request that we stand up as we ask our mayor to come and perform the activity of the day with a good round of applause, please.
mnumzana unokwe abamthola ngayo bakakafiki ngoba singamnikeza ithuba manje mawuthi uselokuzana singahlala. Thank you very much, Program Director. In fact, Program Directors, Mr. Alex Mtiane, Skangane, and Mr. Pilan Sbia, Sotobe. Umntwana wasendlunkulu, okhona umntwana waseyibindini, nabatwana bonke abakhona. Your worship, the mayors present. His worship, the mayor of Mthonjaneni Menziwa. His worship, the mayor of Nkandla Menziwa. And His worship, the mayor of City of Mhlathuze Mashiman. The Honorable Deputy Mayor of King Cetshwayo Malandela. And the honorable speakers present. The Speaker of Nkandla, Sotobe, who's Mr. Sbia, who happens to be our leader in King Cetshwayo, as he is the chairperson of the IFP here in King Cetshwayo. Or Speaker of Mthonjaneni, Mtia, and the Honorable Speaker of Mhlathuze, Phakathwayo, the Honorable Speaker of Mfolozi, Mntanenkosi, and the Honorable Speaker of Nongoma, Undabezitha. Umntwana naye, our speaker. Our guest speaker, Pastor Collins Lomo, who's my mentor at the very earliest age of my journey in leadership. Reverend Telezi, who opened our program, actually it's Bishop Telezi, Ungxolele Nceke Yenkosi, who actually opened our program with a prayer. The executive members who are present here from different councils, in particular, also the impact chairperson of King Cetshwayo Manchinga and the chief whip of King Cetshwayo Manchinga. Colleagues, honorable councillors who are present here, Mr. Mudli from the Department of Education, whom we worked with, as he was in his reflections here indicating that at one stage I was one of the school principals, not just a school principal, in a school which was improving, in fact. I don't want to use the words of boasting, because it's always preached that you must humble yourself. It was improving, other officials from the Department of Education who are present here. Maybe from, in particular, I noticed the presence of Dr. Makwaza. I'm not quite sure whether we also have other whether we also have abanye abahloli, because I thought you will have them from Kandla, from Tonjaneni, and also from Follows, if we have the CMC in Follows, and also from here where we are, Mhlatuze. I thought we'll have them here. Well, if they are not here, Ohlabeya Kagalelo. What if the MEC for Education after next year will then call them and say, while I was there, you did not do what I thought you will do. There's always a story about Jesus Christ, ukuthi waqhamuka umuntu owakumuntu onganakekile kanti uye. Manje ke Mr. Mudla, I'm saying if they chose not to be part of this today without apologies, unless I will be receiving some kind of apologies, I'm not sure. But this is a journey, we're in a journey which we do not know where it will put us after 2024. But it's a journey, we're in a very serious journey. And it requires us to start now to work together, not to come when someone is there and then begin to realize how significant and important a person is in what you are doing. The municipal managers, starting with the district municipal manager, Sotobe, and the manager of Kandla local municipality, Dadwethu Nomfundo Dlamini, Malandela, and the manager of Tonjaneni, Nyambos. The school principals present here, SMTs who are present here, educators who are present here, the members of the media. I know that we also have officials from various municipalities under King Cetshwayo. I wish to also acknowledge your presence here. I know that from Follows, from Mhlatuze, from Lalazi, from Kandla, and Tonjaneni, we have officials who are here representing the respective local municipalities. I'm not quite sure. I did not see the mayor of Umlalazi and the deputy mayor and also the speaker of Umlalazi. I'm not too sure whether we have anyone from Umlalazi here. I wish that you can confirm that, because I don't see Umlalazi here. I wish you can confirm if they are on the way, or a story about their non-presence here, if you can check for me. Because I expect all municipalities to be present here. Everyone who is actually instrumental in ensuring that today's important investment in the life of the future of this country is actually handled successfully. I acknowledge their presence. Abazali, babatwana, abakhona la abazomelela abatwana, because some students are already in universities. I also wish to acknowledge them, and especially the most important guests, as everyone have been calling you, VVIP. Papash, Pilile, can you check your mother? I want to know before I finish, where is she? I think also the mayor of Mfolo is not here. Oh, but the speaker reported that he's still with the MEC. There is the MEC. He's with the MEC, but he will be coming. We have been calling you the VVIPs. In short, I wish to say everyone who's present here today is highly appreciated, and it humbles us as the district municipality to receive the kind of the support we are receiving from all of you in different ways. You know, when you build a house, you need someone who's a plaster, a bricklayer, someone who will do the roof, etc., etc. So, as a collective, in fact, we are making the journey, which is important for the future of this country, not to be a difficult journey, because you chose to be here today, not only to myself, but especially to the children, the students, to see you, such important figures, being part of their function, because the function is not for us as the leadership or as the municipality, but this is for them, is their function. We're to put aside everything today so that we enable them to celebrate their journey today, in particular at this time, in the fashion we'll be doing, to say to them, you've made us proud, at the same time to say, whoever may have challenges in terms of registering universities or colleges, here is the little contribution we can make, which Mr. Modley actually said, it may look so little, but the impact it will have in your life, in fact, is something that no one will ever erase the impact. Because one student who's now an architect, he received this restoration bursary while I was in Nkandla municipality. The rest was paid by whatever sources. It could be NSFAS or whatever that supported him. But what mattered most to him is this that enabled him to register. Because without him, without it, some institutions may say, well, register first while you are applying, while you are waiting for whether NSFAS will assist you or not. But what is key is the key to open the doors to that tertiary institution. That is what the municipality is doing today. I think next year we will arrange in a way that all municipalities will come first, Mashiman, before the district does its share. Because it's a bit awkward that the district will quickly jump in first before the locals. In fact, we have agreed with the worships, the mayors, that we need to look at the time frames for all levels of our municipalities. I also wish to acknowledge the business men and women who are present here, especially those who have laid a hand, because it is not only the municipality that has sourced this kind of the support. I'm not having a speech to deliver today. I do not have that speech because mine was only to do the awards. But I think it's important to mention that we have gathered today to celebrate our own children who, against all odds, have performed well in grade 12 results. All odds, against all odds, were able to perform well. In fact, I think what you have done, because not everyone who have excelled in grade 12 this year is coming from a well-to-do background. You'll find that the majority of the people who will excel in life, when you trace their background, there will be an indication of some challenges, either from a poor background or a background which might not be poor, but not conducive for a learner to study. Maybe a family, an abusive family. Maybe the relationship in the family is not supporting students to do well. But despite those challenges, being focused, having a vision, being passionate, as Pastor has said today, you are able to attain the important results. They are important in a way that they've opened for you the doors. Because there are so many who have passed matric, but they are seated at home, they cannot continue. Universities are saying we require so many points, and they don't have such. But for you to be able to work very hard, despite the challenges you are faced with, even some challenges at school, because I was a teacher for almost 20 years, I know that there are challenges at school. In schools, you'll find different challenges. Teachers who are not sure for what they are teaching at times. Teachers who are lazy, who are always sick or always absent. Teachers who are always complaining about the transport, taking them from their cottages to the school, who will always come late and will not be available in the evening. But despite all those odds, you are here today. And you are saying, as King Cetshwayo, we are proud of you. And that makes me to be convinced that going forward, you'll make it. I am sure we are going to make it. In fact, when I look at you, I don't see students. I see something bigger than matric. When I see you, I see a doctor. I see a magistrate. I see a nurse. I see a teacher. You know, I see economists. I see lawyers, judges. When I see you, I see the future. It's a truth that is not palatable to mention, but the reality is that we are not younger anymore. We know the trend that people grow until a particular age and then they go, they leave. And you are younger, we are expected to occupy the space we are occupying currently. Whether you like it or not, one day, Pastor Collins Dlomo will be not here. We need another Pastor Collins Dlomo. Mayor Ntuli will be not here. We need another Mayor Ntuli. Your principal will be not here. We need another principal. So it's important that you work being focused. Focused, underline focused. Pastor Collins Lomo, in his words of wisdom, he mentioned that in a way, when you arrive in a university, because you'll be enjoying freedom of being not sleeping with your parents each and on daily basis, it will be a choice or choices you'll be making that will determine your future. I always say life is like a garden. What you plant today is what you will eat tomorrow. I want to repeat, life is like a garden. What you plant today is what you will eat tomorrow. That is what Pastor Collins Lomo, in different words, has said to you today. I know, in fact, mine was only to award, but I want to conclude to you my message that your altitude will determine your altitude. Your attitude will determine your altitude. How high you will go in life will depend on the investment you'll be making in your studies. If by being free, being away from your parents, maybe you think that, akekho ugogo, sijayiva kuze kuse, then the following day you will be known as the best dancer. At the end of the year, when the results come, others, they will be known as excelling. And when you do well, even at a university or college level, and then thereafter look for a job, it's easy, in fact, to convince an employer that this one is a focused person, look at his or her marks, is going to do us as an institution proud. That's quite very important. What you present will, in fact, assist you to be able to contribute positively in the journey that our country is traveling, because we all understand that sikutava manje in this country. We are in the deep crisis in our country. Nothing seems to be working for us as a nation. It seems as if there is a curse, but the truth is not that there is a curse. Is that we decide on who to lead our country, and that person's capacity and interest will determine whether it's breaking the country or is saving the country, whether it's causing huge problems or is fixing the problems. Because that is a truth you'll never, in fact, hide. There are so many challenges which our country is faced with, which you must understand very well as students. Kuthiwa kukhona insizwa enye ngixoxele enye insizwa yakwaJili. Angazi noma dinangwe yayikhuluma iqiniso kodwa yangixoxela yona. Kodwa nje yishwa nje ingane engisebenza nazo ayikwazi ukucabanga ukuthi umuntu uyajuluka ama emphambili. Zimlethele into yokusula yishwa nje. Ziyangiphoxa bengiyithembile. Brian bengikuthembe kakhulu. Then uthi Kabela in University of Zululand, while he was studying, there will always be strikes. And there was that figure who was always in the midst of the students. I can't recall the name of a gentleman. But that gentleman will always be at the center of the strike in the University of Zululand. Ndabezitha, may we stand to welcome Princess of Wapindangene, Shen. umntwana somhlalisa engasakhulekile upastor uDlomo. Usufuna thini umntwana? Nowakwabo ushenge. Pastor Mr. Moodley, please go and greet the princess. Abenzanga kodwa kahle yabona. Abenzanga kahle ngoba nangu ubhejana kula uzwe imithetho. Abenzanga kahle ngoba ngase ngibeka kabi mase ngiyibhadlaza le ndaba yakhe. Yongeze kahle. Akenzanga impela kahle. Ngiyaxolisa mashima. So we welcome Princess Phumzile Buthelezi, who's the first born in Kwaphindangene, the son of the daughter of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. In fact, who's my role model, my mentor, and you know, everything. Well, this gentleman, whenever they have a strike in the University of Zululand, would be leading the strike, but was not a student at the university. Maybe did not have even matric, but was always leading the strike in the university. The students will not notice that this one who's causing disruption is not a student. His mission is not our mission. We'll always say, Tula comrade, Tula comrade. Angazi sekufike mina manje yimu commander, yimu bani. He's commanding the strike now. But it's not a student. But the students will jump high. And they will know what a strike is not a strike without that gentleman. In life, you will find people who are in your midst, who are, in fact, chanting slogans which are nice and familiar and attracts you to be on what they believe in, but which is not what you are going to tertiary education for. You are going to find those people when you arrive at the university. They are there in different forms. They will present themselves in different forms. But as students, it's important to stay focused. Mandoza was calling himself Esikhaleni as focus. Esikhaleni as focus. Meaning that he has a vision. He knows his destiny and subscribes to the destiny, no matter what comes along the way. That will never hinder him or her to arrive at his or her destiny. That's quite very important. Mahupwa inyamazane, nyazi inkomosi uthi ushilo udinanga ukuthi khona elokishini abangazi ngokuzingela. But mawuyozingela uyofuna inyamazane. Uhupha inyamazana ukuthi makuvuka ngoqamla endleleni uyeke inyamazana. Wena uhupha lokho kuhuphayo. I wish to thank the dear principals of schools and teachers for the sacrifices they are making in the investment of our future as a country. You know, to be at school at 6 in the morning, to be at school maybe until 10 in the evening, when others are going to home during the weekends, when you go to school, and you don't claim the overtime. We are not working for the overtime. You are not getting the overtime. You are not on standby. During the holidays, when we are enjoying ourselves, the holidays with our families, but as educators, you sacrifice for the sake of this nation. That is the only hope we have as the country, the teachers. You are the hope of this country. Because if you couldn't sacrifice the way you have done, even the improvement in the district Mr. Mutli was talking about, we're not going to see it. And you never claimed any overtime or allowance. I think the Almighty will bless you with your family. For whatever challenges might be on the way, because of your sacrifices, I believe you'll get some rewards. I'm sure about that one, and I'm convinced. I'm sure and I'm convinced that there will be rewards. Maybe you'll not realize that this thing is happening because of what I did to a child of the nation. In fact, if we had something to give you, I don't think we'll ever find any